The new 2026 Porsche Cayenne Turbo has finally been revealed, and on paper, it's absolutely insane. We're talking 1,139 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds, and a 9.9-second quarter mile in a family SUV. It's the kind of spec sheet that makes you stop and say, okay, Porsche has officially lost its mind. And for a moment, it's exciting because the Cayenne has always been the king of ridiculous. It's over-engineered performance wrapped in a package you can haul the kids in without feeling like you gave up your car enthusiast card. And this new one? Porsche clearly wanted to drop an SUV that punches supercars right in the face. But then comes the twist. This new 4th-generation Cayenne Turbo is fully electric. No V8 with an actual turbo, no hybrid powertrain, no Porsche soundtrack, just EV, only EV. And instantly, this excitement turns into that quiet, sinking, "Oh, really?" moment. Because while the numbers are insane, the identity hit is what stings. This is the Cayenne, the SUV that saved Porsche, the one that proved a family hauler could feel like a sports car. You bought it for the engine, the sound, the connection, the soul. It was never supposed to feel like just another electric appliance with a Porsche badge slapped on the front. But alright, let's put the EV-only controversy aside for a second and look at what Porsche actually built. Because whether you think going full electric is a mistake or not, the engineering is undeniably wild. So let's run through the details, and you can decide if the hardware makes up for the decision or just makes it more confusing. Let's start with the exterior. Porsche clearly wanted this thing to look EV modern without drifting into generic electric blob territory. The new Cayenne Electric keeps the classic Cayenne stance, wide hips, aggressive posture, but everything is sharper. The headlights are slimmer and angrier with a new 4-segment DRL signature that looks like it's squinting at you. The grille area is more closed off, the lines are cleaner, and from certain angles, it almost looks like a futuristic remix of the current Cayenne Coupe. The rear end is even more dramatic. The full-width light bar is wider and more sculpted. The shoulders rise into the roofline, and the turbo version adds deeper cutouts, bigger diffusers, and aero tricks that scream performance. And speaking of aero, Porsche baked in a full Porsche active aerodynamics system. It uses movable front cooling flaps, an adaptive roof spoiler, and on the turbo, rear aero blades that extend above 40 miles an hour. When they deploy, they stick out like a clam's foot popping out of its shell, dropping drag enough to add about 6 to 7 miles of range. A subtle but classic Porsche engineering flex. And because this is a modern EV Porsche, wheel choices go up to huge 22-inch options, including now aero-optimized wheel designs that shave drag and squeeze out every extra mile of range they can get. Then we get to the acceleration, and let's be honest, this part is impossible not to respect. The base model of the Cayenne Electric sprints from 0 to 60 in about 4.8 seconds, and Porsche says the Cayenne Turbo Electric does 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds. That's not just fast for an SUV, that's fast for literally almost anything. The quarter mile in the high 9s? That used to be hypercar territory. You could line this thing up with a McLaren, a Lamborghini, or even a Bugatti and make all of them nervous. And because it's electric, it delivers that violence instantly. No spool up, no revs, no gears, just mind-bending torque that hits like a cannon. But here's the thing, the experience is different. EV speed is brutally effective, but it's clinical. No real soundtrack, just a synthetic V8 noise that doesn't replace the real thing. You get instant thrust, but also the sense that something's missing. Still, Porsche didn't skimp on the chassis. The Cayenne Electric rides on a brand new 800-volt platform paired with a massive 113 kilowatt-hour battery, which unlocks ultra-fast 400 kilowatt DC charging and a claimed 10 to 80% recharge in under 16 minutes. Official US EPA numbers aren't out just yet, but early highway testing suggests around 330 miles on a full charge. Impressive for an SUV that weighs nearly 6,000 pounds. The electric motors are oil-cooled for consistent, repeatable performance, even when you're driving hard or hitting multiple launches back-to-back. It'll also tow up to 4,850 pounds, which is respectable for something this heavy and this performance-focused. There's also a new predictive battery preconditioning system that heats or cools the battery before you arrive at a fast charger, shaving time off your DC charging sessions. And Porsche included a next-generation heat pump to help maintain cabin temps without killing your range in the cold weather, something most EVs still struggle with. Porsche also threw the entire engineering dictionary at the chassis. Adaptive air suspension, next-gen PASM dampers, rear axle steering, torque vectoring, and active anti-roll stabilization to keep all that weight in check. The Turbo also gets massive 10-piston front brakes with optional Porsche ceramic composite brakes for fade-free stopping power. There's even a reinforced underbody and multiple off-road modes. After all that weight-hiding tech, it's safe to say this big girl can dance. Inside, the transformation is even bigger. The new Flow display stretches across the dashboard, starting with a curved driver display that feels like a high-end gaming monitor wrapping around you. The center touchscreen is huge, razor sharp, and runs on Porsche's newest infotainment software, with faster responses and cleaner menus. The optional passenger display lets your co-pilot handle navigation, media, or vehicle settings without distracting the driver, and it's shielded so the driver can't see it while in motion. There's an AR heads-up display that projects turn-by-turn directions straight onto the road ahead, with an effective virtual size of approximately 87 inches. Rear seats are now electrically adjustable as standard, seamlessly moving from comfort mode to cargo mode. Ambient lighting has been upgraded, and you'll find enhanced surface heating in seats, armrests, and door panels for cozy long-distance comfort. Ambient lighting is now more customizable with expanded color presets. And Porsche even added a cooled wireless charging pad so your phone doesn't turn into lava during fast charging. Materials and trim are upgraded too, with richer finishes and new leather-free options. And if you want to take EV convenience even further, Porsche will offer an optional wireless home charging floor pad. Instead of plugging in, you simply pull into your garage and park over a flat charging plate installed on the ground. The Cayenne automatically detects the pad, aligns its receiver coil, and begins inductive charging on its own. No cables, no connectors, no plugging or unplugging. Just park, walk away, and the SUV charges itself overnight like a giant electric toothbrush. So yeah, on paper, the new Cayenne Electric is a technological monster. But that's not really the issue. The issue is what Porsche yanked out of the recipe, because Porsche already has an all-electric SUV, the Macan EV. That was supposed to be the test bed, the experiment, the let's see who wants an EV Porsche model. The Cayenne was never supposed to be that. The Cayenne was the emotional one, the hybrid bruiser, the V8 hammer, the one with a pulse. And Porsche took the one SUV in their lineup that still had a heartbeat and made that the one to go silent. And it's not just the Cayenne. The next-gen Boxster and the Cayman, they'll also be EV only. Two of the most beloved Porsche drivers' cars, the ones people buy because of their engines, are about to whisper instead of scream. So this isn't one oddball product decision, it's Porsche changing its personality in real time. And a lot of buyers never asked for it. And the timing? Rough, because as Porsche goes all in on EVs, the shine has already worn off their first big electric gamble, the Taycan. Amazing car, sure, but depreciation has been brutal. We're talking $150,000 Taycans dropping to half of that in a couple of years. Used values tank, inventory piles up, dealers discount them, and the lesson is painfully clear. EVs don't hold value like ICE cars, especially when buyers worry the technology will be outdated in 3 years. People are scared their $150K EV will be worth $80K before the tires need replacing. So now picture that same resale reality hitting a heavier, pricier electric Cayenne. That's a problem. Cayenne owners expect stability. That's the Porsche promise. You pay more upfront, but you don't get destroyed at trade-in. This EV shift pokes a hole in that promise. Then there's the leadership shakeup. Oliver Blume, the architect of Porsche's EV push, stepped aside, and almost immediately, Porsche began hinting that hybrid and ICE Cayennes could return. That's not subtle. It's a quiet admission the EV-only strategy may have pushed too far. So where does that leave the new Cayenne Electric? Honestly, in a weird limbo. As a standalone EV SUV, it's probably the best in the world. It looks incredible, the engineering is unreal, and the interior feels like a Stuttgart spaceship. But as a Cayenne, as the successor to a loud, emotional, engine-first icon, it lands differently. Not bad, just wrong, just muted. Like Porsche traded the heart for hardware. Maybe the hybrid returns, maybe the V8 makes a comeback, maybe the leadership changes are already steering things that way. Right now, the Cayenne Turbo Electric is a brilliant, hilarious, overpowered machine but one that still feels like it left its soul in the last generation. And with a starting price of $111,350 for the base model or $165,350 for the Turbo, arriving summer 2026, that missing soul suddenly matters a lot more. And that's the part that's hardest to take. So what do you think? Did Porsche nail the future, or did it drift too far from what made the Cayenne special? If you enjoyed the breakdown and want more honest takes on new releases, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.